And welcome. Last time we unboxed these beautiful floppy disks, and I had mentioned I wanted to test this floppy drive. While this Dell Dimension 2400 might not be anything special, the case style of this model is nostalgic for me. So let's jump right in and try this floppy.
Okay, so I'm getting this error here, and I think there may be something wrong with my configuration, so I'm going to check and see what I can fix and come back in just a few seconds with an update. Let's see what I can do.
I have this USB floppy drive. I actually picked this up at the same yard sale as the floppy disks, and this one works all right when I put a blank disk in there. So I don't think it's something software side. At least, I hope not. Because when I put it in here, still get that error when I use this one, and the sounds it makes do not sound healthy. So I'm wondering if the drive itself is broken. I still get that. So I'm gonna see what I can do hardware side, see if I can maybe fix something, because well, if I'm being completely honest, this drive, I did pull it out when I got this system and open it up, and the drive itself was stuffed to the brim with dust. I think I have a photograph I could probably put up. So I'm going to take it back apart, maybe, and see. I'm going to double check the connections first, actually. Maybe it's just like a loose cable or something. And yeah, we can see how that goes. I'll set up to record that, and we can see how that goes after. So, a bit of backstory then. I originally found this system while out thrifting and knew immediately I wasn't leaving the store without it. The nostalgia of finding my teenage high school PC just sitting on a thrift store shelf was intense. I had no choice but to heed its call. I had fond memories of playing both older games and typing away at homework on it. When I brought it home, though, and opened it, it was full of dust. I regret not photographing the inside before cleaning, but I figured since it was so dirty that checking the connections was a good idea. I just wanted to make sure none of the connections were loose or had any lingering unnoticed dust bunnies wedged underneath them. After that was double checked, I fired it up again just to see if that fixed the issue before deciding to pull the whole drive apart to have a closer look. While I was hopeful this would work, I was pretty certain it wouldn't, since all of the connections seemed pretty secure when I checked them. And it turned out I was right. It didn't work. So, back inside we go. In hindsight, I'm not sure why I put the side panel back on before testing. I probably jinxed myself by assuming just cable connections would fix the drive. I should learn my lesson by now, but I'll still do it because I'm airheaded and never learn. I do have plans to upgrade this system, though. The original hardware doesn't have much that can be upgraded, so eventually I'll be building a better Windows XP PC inside. Right now, though, the goal is to get it back to as close to good original working condition as I can. I've already replaced the CD drive on top for a DVD drive. The CDRW drive needs some work too, or even to be pulled and replaced with a drive bay cover. It gets stuck, but it does read discs, so the plan would be to open that one up first and see what's going on inside. Once that sweet floppy drive was finally removed, I only had to unscrew it from the mounting bracket before I could start taking it apart. So I grabbed a spudger. Well, actually, that's a cheap palette knife from my painting supplies, but no matter. It still got the drive open just fine. And the plan here was to give the reed head a good cleaning with isopropyl alcohol and get any stuck on dust off of it for good. I even went a step further and dabbed a tiny bit of mineral oil on this shaft here. I figured after all the years and dust, some lubrication couldn't possibly hurt. After that, it was as simple as popping the drive back together and stuff. That top cover there just snaps back on, and the whole drive slides back into the mounting bracket the same way I took it apart. I got my delicious floppy drive sandwich screwed back together no problem, and got it tucked safely back into the PC where it belongs, nestled among its younger CD and DVD drive siblings where it can rest happily with its freshly cleaned and lubricated components. I just had to get it reconnected, and I'd be able to see if a dirty read head really was the problem, or if the problem was more complicated than that. The lazy side of me was really hoping that cleaning the read head was the fix, if I'm being honest. I had my fingers crossed. And now for the moment of truth. Let's get this yellow disc in here and see what happens. And it works. The noises it makes sound so much healthier now, and it read that floppy disk like it was nothing. Of course, I had to test to see if it would write a document to the disk, and that worked like a charm too. I'm beyond excited that the original floppy drive was such a simple fix. I loved using floppy disks as a kid to save my work for middle school and little pixel art things I would make in Paint. That's not even mentioning the games I'd play from them as a little one on the family PC. To say this little restoration project has made me happy is an understatement. When I first picked this Dell up, it was a gamble. It was packed with dust, filled with viruses, and blue screening like crazy. Maybe one day it'll even become a sleeper PC. But for now, it's my Windows XP box, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you for joining me for this simple little floppy disk restoration. I appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Wow, are you still here? Well, if you've got the extra time, maybe you could hit that like button, or maybe even subscribe.